And it was mainly like you'd rush like a Spirit Vessel. You'd kind of do like that Magic Ember mid, right? Like you go for like a Spirit Vessel early on. You try and get like a Rod of Atos into a Glepnir, and then hopefully you can get yourself a BKB. I'd imagine that's probably going to be what Whisper's going to subscribe to here. Get yourself an early Spirit Vessel. Try and just play like Max Sleight of Fist Searing Chains build and just move around the map. You've got a lot of kill potential with a Clockwork and a Crystal Maiden and even Sea Smile as well. So they have ways at trying to commit onto a lot of these heroes and trying to get gold through kills rather than, an Ember Spirit sitting back and farming. But I just don't know how this lane is going to go. Like, how does Ember Clock go into Shadow Demon Luna? That's the kind of question for me. And if Whisper comes out on top, then hey, I mean, I guess I'm going to be singing the praises of South American Dota throughout the entirety of TI, I think.
If this comes out ahead and this becomes part of the new tech, imagine the versatility where you can just pick Ember Spirit and nobody knows exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
So for the sake of drafters, I'm sure drafters everywhere are like, please let this loose. But for the sake of entertainment, I want this to at least nominally succeed. I still want TSM to win so we get tiebreakers. But either way, we're just fans of good Dota here. As the horn is about to sound. Another question that I'm going to be paying, or another thing I'm going to be paying close attention to is going to be, as per usual, where does this Primal Beast go and how is he able to affect the play on the map? Not the easiest heroes for him to immediately go onto unless he gets some support to come help him middle. But horn has now sounded. Game is underway. Yet again, look at Whisper and Stinger. They are intent on just bullying Tomato. And Tomato's like, not today, boys. This time I'm ready. I'm prepared. They might actually be able to kill this wave. This is why. All right. We're seeing it now.
This is smart.
Crystal Nova into the Flame God. Can you say cheesy, my friend?
Yeah.
Even if you can't, that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah, and this is what I talked about, right? I was not 100% sure how this off-lane Ember was going to be able to play the lane, and this is how you do it. You do it a cheesy way. They've got a tri-lane down here as well. Poor little K1 is left on an island, but this is exactly how you need to start out when you have these wacky offlaners, right? You just need to try and get that first full creep wave. You can get yourself halfway towards level 2 and make it as weird as possible. TSM, if this was a straight up, 2v2 lane, I feel like they would have had a massive advantage. And that's why you can see that Beastcoast come into this with an idea of, hey, can we just cut creep wave level 1, let's crystal over it and use the flame guard and see if we can get through it, just so our Ember can get towards that point where he's scary. And I think that's the thing, is you just need levels on this offlane Ember Spirit and he can start to do a lot of work. So for now, Beastcoast have started out with a smile on my face. They've definitely shown me a little bit of something in this tech today. I was talking a little bit earlier on, Snare, where I was saying, oh yeah, good old classic Dota's back. And then Beastcoast go and do this. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude.
Listen, Beastcoast is like, classic Dota, fam. That doesn't exist for us. The notion of classic Dota is a misnomer. Doesn't matter. Just play however you want. So Whisper putting a smile on our faces, potentially ruining a couple of pubs with this tech that we're seeing from them, but nonetheless, looking kind of effective. Dubu and Tomato, though, are going to be going on to Gojira as the Clockwork might have flew too close to the sun. Dubu, a couple more right clicks is all he needs with the Shadow Poison, but it's not going to be enough. More move speed available on the clock, and he's able to escape onto the high ground. Even with the Shadow Poisons, they're not going to stack up, so he should end up being fine.
Yeah, if that second Shadow Poison would have landed there for Dubu, I'd imagine he probably would have gone for the kill there, but he's trying his best. You can see that he understands that this lane needs to go back to normalcy. That's why you're having this back and forth between him and Gojira. You're going to see if they can kill the Ember Spirit here. The Flame Guard is going to be a little bit too strong. Same with the side of Fierce. So it's going to be hard for them to actually try and secure a kill onto Whisper, especially once he gets level 6. Like, the lockdown is a little bit lacking here from TSM, so that's why I think this offlane Ember Spirit can work. It's kind of like game number 1. They really don't have that much lockdown. They're going to have to try and rely on things like the Bushwhack and the Pulverize to get the kill onto the Ember Spirit. But, if he plays around and has some fancy feet, he's going to feel good.
Speaking of fancy feet, top lane, Stinger, very slow hero, not going to have many of them. Actually, fancy feet might be happening bottom as well. Dubu, he's fine. He's fine. He's okay, bro. He's cool. Nobody dead just yet, actually, anywhere on the map. Lots and lots of harass being thrown out. I was kind of worried about Dubu down bottom, just as much as I was worried about our Crystal Maiden up top, but neither of them actually end up taking a tumble in these kind of situations. And I suppose, given the offlaners in this game, right, one side has the Broodmother, one side has Ember Spirit. These are like farming offlaners. The carry heroes of Luna and Faceless Void. They just want to farm. They could actually care less about being uber aggressive at this stage of the game. So they're probably okay with yet another game that starts out a little bit more slowly than what we've been seeing here at TI-11.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's going to be item timings based for both these teams. TSM, they're looking to try and get this Wraith packed early on to Saberlight. They're looking to try and control bits of the jungle. Oh, no, missed it here. Feels bad, man. Yep, that's a little bit unfortunate for Dubu, but you know, circling back to what I was saying before, I think TSM are really going to be looking towards trying to hit some item timings, trying to hit their Wraith pack, trying to hit their BKB on the Primal Beast, and they can kind of go from there. I think Luna is one of those carries that kind of just needs Dragonlance +1, and she can do a lot of work with a lot of levels in Luna Blessing. So if TSM don't kind of fumble the bag here and, you know, give Whisper and Sea-Smile a relatively easy time, they can punish the Faceless Void pick here, coming in from Beastcoast and play really fast, but they need to make sure they hit these item timings and I think abuse those item timings as well.
See how they're going to be able to progress from there. Right now, though, it's just farming, farming, farming. Well, the only solitary kill that's happened has been on the Dubu Shadow Demon. Not going to be that big of a deal for now. I like what they're doing in the top lane. They just try to keep K1 away from the creep wave. They're not really that concerned with actually killing him. They're just like, we're going to double down on the harass. And Stinger can't do all that much back. He can actually eat a bushwhack himself, but it should be fine. Next to the tier 1 tower, there's no way that Saberlight wants to give up farm for this one. And I must say, whenever they do well on Saberlight, if they start well in particular, that's when TSM in my mind have looked the most dangerous. We even saw in that documentary that they released that without him, the team was a shade of itself, but with him and with him performing well, night and day. So it's been a dark, dark time for TSM thus far in this tournament. You were mentioning it in game 1 that he hasn't lived up to his full potential, but here with the good start in the laning phase and on one of his signature heroes, should be able to get away with a good game here as bottom. His team might be able to enable him, as the more kills they get on Whisper, the easier it might be. But unfortunately, it gets harder if Whisper's the one getting said kills, as he does end up picking up his second for the game. 2 kills for off-lane Ember Spirit here, Fluke. Alright, cool. No flop.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a really good job at just understanding that they have a lot of kill threat and just kind of killing Dubu over and over and over. Right? Like, just kind of isolating him from any of the areas that he wants to be in, putting him in bad positions where he has to use the disruption defensively. And then at that point, you know, you can kind of just see the power of having these heroes that just have good spells. Ember Spirit has generally good spells. Clockwork has had generally good spells for a very, very long time. At least now, going to see if they can get the kill here on a Whisper.
Need some revenge here. Moon Meander is available, but oh my goodness, Whisper with the slide of fist, able to stay alive for now. Gojira will still end up tanking the kill. Nice little disruption from Dubu ensures that Whisper cannot escape, and Whisper will end up being brought down. Moon Meander with the double damage rotation ensures that they will kill this hero. Stinger's going to come in for some revenge, but Moon Meander wise enough to not walk up the hill. He's even pinging out where he thinks that there might be some danger here, so I don't think he's going to end up dying. Very well done from the side of TSM FTX to not only ensure that they get the kill that side, but also not giving up any kills in the process to the other direction.
Yeah, I think they had a ward that expired and saw Stinger come across, so Indiana be able to
Ral's coming.
TI sense. This is a big fight. Ral's here.
Comes up, the onslaught in. It's only going to be the 1 kill so far, it seems, unless they can catch up to Gojira. Lucent Beam, it's there. Brawl has pulverized. Push back!
Huh?
Nicely done.
What?
Okay, so the pulverize animation started, but then the Power Cox pushback came in. Could we have a replay about that production? I need to see that again.
What? I feel like the amount of weird interactions I've seen with Pulverize is a little bit too high for my liking, Mr. Ice Frog. This is Exhibit A as to why Pulverize needs to be buffed, because I don't think Primal Beast has been picked enough in my games.
Wait. Buffed? What?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Hit him with a buff. Make Pulverize important.
Let's see.
Oh my, it's like frame perfect.
What? Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right.
Dota 2, interesting game, I suppose.
We also just saw a cool
Back in
interaction
live,
there with K1. Is he was halfway through the jump, he got pulverized, and he still jumped afterwards. So, I mean, pulverized seems to be an interesting interaction in Dota 2 at least.
They're going to try and keep this interest in the spell going as they move towards in the top lane. Looking for C-Smile. They have access to the upheaval. Not the upheaval, the onslaught coming in. Nice freeze with the frostbite coming in from Stinger to prevent him getting forward. And Brawl cannot find the angle with the trample either. Very nicely done. Whilst this is happening and all these heroes are dragged towards the top lane, Tomorrow is capable with the help of Dubu of finding a quick kill onto the clockwork in the Radiance part of the map. Alright, so they don't get the kill they wanted. Wait, what? Brawl? He kept chasing in the jungle, but unfortunately, he left his support staff behind. So he gets punished for this move by the side of Beastcoast and C-Smile. He was the target, but he's like, well, I'll take your gold, fam, if you're going to overextend. That is going to be putting a definite smile on the face of this Leshrac player.
Yeah, he had good vision in the jungle to at least try and find where C-Smile was, but just overestimating his damage, just a little bit too much there. And it was a good moment there from Stinger, just being in with his buddy, and that's a slow and sad death, unfortunately, there for the Shadow.
Oh, that was so funny. And you just see him there being like, trying to think through what he could possibly do about this. He's like, well, just gotta watch, fam. At least I bought a smoke before I die. I'm not gonna waste gold on this Ember Spirit. Unfortunately, can't do anything about the situation. And Beastcoast. There is one bright spot here for the side of TSM FTX, as we'll talk about it in a moment, as they almost killed C-Smile in the top lane. So much damage coming in from Saberlight, and Saberlight, he's just able to chomp down on the Leshrac. He's like, you thought Primal Beast was a problem. You haven't heard about my spider. Now that will also give him access to a level 8, because he's going to clean up this creep wave and put mass amounts of pressure onto the tier 1 tower in the top lane.
Yeah, this is the reason why that we've seen a whole lot of people try and not deal with the Broodmother. This Broodmother hero has been doing a whole boatload of physical damage. It wins the lane. It just becomes a nuisance. It gets extremely tanky, and it's just so hard to deal with. You know, when you have a player like Saberlight, who's been able to kind of flourish on this Broodmother. I think a lot of the other heroes he's been playing just hasn't been his kind of tournament so far. And now being able to utilize the Broodmother definitely feels good for TSM, because they've got multiple heroes right now that are hard to deal with for Beastcoast. They've got the Broodmother that's a little bit annoying. Brawl can constantly make rotations if he's able to connect up with Moon Meander, and they can get a lot of kills. They've got some good vision here, do TSM, to understand how these rotations are going. They've got this ward here in their own jungle to understand where Gojira is coming from, what Whisper's going to be doing, and they also have the ward up in the enemy jungle so that Saberlight can play safely here in the Dire side jungle. He's going to get ganked for now.
Big Chrono in the top lane. They have the follow-up as well with the Split Earth. Stinger doesn't have access to the freezing field, but certainly not necessary for them to drop that. And K1 picks up the kill. K1 is doing the Midas build, baby. He was watching that RTZ Faceless Void game. He's like, I want in on this action as well. So he's trying to get into a money bag situation. So it looks like we're not going to be having a fast game no matter what in this situation. Both squads will be happy to farm up, but we're going to see the first movement of Whisper on this map. He's the offlaner. They draw the line towards top, but there's nobody home, Fluke. They're going to get all the way there and realize, well, can't do anything about this. And instead, we're just going to maybe try to put pressure on the tower. But shout out Saberlight. He's just shown up. If he gets caught here, this could hurt so much. And they see him. He's not inside any webs right now. Gojira on him with the hook shot. Does get down a web, but the frostbite is there to prevent an escape. And they end up bringing down Saberlight. He TP top as well, so now he has to do the walk of shame. Coming in here with the onslaught from Brawl through 2 heroes, and they're able to bring down both of these supports. So 2 for 1 in exchange, but the one is one of the biggest heroes on the map. And oh, they will not find the Split Earth because of the salvation coming in thanks to the disruption of Dubu. However, looks like he's still in danger. He's pulverizing to buy time, but that's all he's able to buy. And he dies in the process. Whisper finding 2 heroes with the Searing Chains here. Dubu will be saved by the help of Moon Meander, who finds an excellent bushwhack onto 2. Beastcoast finally dissuaded from the chase, but showing us already, Fluke, that the chase potential of this lineup is actually pretty extreme.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, especially the fact that K1 was able to kind of zone a few people out literally just by walking at them. He didn't have access to the Chronosphere. He's only got a hand on Midas. Like, he's not actually that scary of a hero. I guess kind of just walking in with the time dilation would have been the only reason why they were a little bit scared of going in there. But you can just see the amount of synergy that Beastcoast has in their lineup, right? Like, this is why I've been really enjoying seeing Crystal Maiden. It really enables a lot of these heroes like the Leshrac, like the Ember Spirit, to just constantly keep on going. And Brawl really hasn't been able to take a stranglehold of this game just yet, but this can help out. If they get K1.
They just get Gojira, whatever. It's fine. I mean, this is a hero that's bottom 3 net worth on the clockwork, right? You don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, cool, bro. Do what y'all need to do. There's no tier 1 tower for y'all to claim to increase your own net worth at the same time. On the bright side, though, this Luna for tomorrow is at the top of the net worth charts at the moment, sitting on 6.3k. Slightly ahead of the Ember Spirit, but just making sure that he's constantly farming with this Yasha to get further and further ahead. Doesn't necessarily want to be involved in any of these fights that are happening all across the map right now.
Yeah, you can just see the vision for both these teams as well. You can understand kind of like what their objective plan is. Beastcoast really want to try and make sure that they can keep Tomato down and they don't lose it to Roche. Whereas on the other side of things, TSM, see if they can find some more of these heroes with massive pushback.
Big sharp shooter coming in from Moonmeander, but he's going to get punished as Whisper comes in from behind him. Takes him down. Chrono, it's huge. It's onto Luna as well. 2 cores caught. Oh, no. There's no damage, though, as you mentioned. So Gojira is going to be the one that's also targeted. They haven't been able to kill him. Brawl goes in with the onslaught to really catch up to Gojira on this clockwork. I'm not entirely sure. He's going for him, though. Tramples him down. One more right click will be enough. Back north of the fight, though. Whisper able to get the cleanup onto Dubu. So we have these heroes dying, support for support, but it's 2 of them on the side of TSM FTX claimed. Even though they got the sharpshooter kill at first, it does seem like Beastcoast end up with the greater amounts of gold at the end.
Yeah, Beastcoast definitely gets a little bit more gold out of that, but I definitely feel like you're probably feeling a little bit happier if you're TSM, right? They used the Chronosphere, they didn't really get much out of it, they were only able to get the kills on your support, so now Beastcoast, they don't have their K1 Hector that they can come in towards these fights. Tomato still has hold of the Eclipse, because he hasn't even skilled it yet, now he has, so can still utilize that Eclipse, but Beastcoast, they want to keep using their vision, they want to keep using the amount of pressure they've got right now and the amount of damage they can do. Oh, Moon, you're in trouble.
Nah, Moon's not in trouble. Moon is ecstatic right now. He is so happy. He has broken the smoke, broken the initiation, allowing Brawl to live. Because if he doesn't die there, Brawl is certainly going to get taken down. And oh, no way! Gojira on the clockwork. Reads where Brawl is in the trees. Finds him with the hook shot. Cancels the TP. Cancels his life. And now Moonmeander ended up dying for nothing because he still ends up losing the Primal Beast and having the BKB delayed.
Yep, they just had the inkling there. They have good vision to kind of try and figure out where a lot of these heroes were. They saw that Tomato was in towards the mid lane. They've got this ward here behind the Radiant Tier 1, so they can understand if they're anywhere in this jungle area. So Gojira, nice little read from him to be able to catch out the Primal Beast, and TSM, they just haven't been able to get a stranglehold of this game just yet. We haven't really been able to see the usefulness of the Primal Beast. It feels like every single time he onslaughts in and he loses his life. And now Beastcoast continuing on the front foot. They're
not stopping, fam. Like, they're just not stopping anyway. Whisper goes onto the high ground, gets off a slide of fist, kills off Dubu. He did indeed go for the Spirit Vessel build that we used to see from these mid-Ember Spirits. You were correct on that one, sir. The double damage in that situation, helping him be able to get the quick kill. This is getting scary. They look like they want to try and posture around the bottom side of the map as well. Moonmeander. Oh my goodness. He got hit with 1 slide chains and he practically died. Whisper. Well, offlane Ember. This is a thing. Yesterday we didn't think offlane Monkey King was a thing, but we saw it from Fnatic. But this looks even more impressive than that, honestly.
They have a smoke up now on TSM. They need Brawl to get active. Can they kill the Ember?
Doesn't have a Remnant drop down defensively, so they actually have an option to do so. They will get the Frostbite out. Eclipse will be there, but it's not good enough. Freezing Field also comes in from the CM. Cancelled out early, though, by the silence from Saberlight, who's able to run down the CM. That's going to be the first usage of the Orchid. The Spider avoided buying the Wraith Pack this game, instead opted for the more aggressive Orchid Malevolence. I was about to ask you about this, but he finally gets to use it in a fight proper. Okay.
Yeah,
It's alright, I guess.
I think the idea behind this for Saberlight is they realize that they actually just don't have that much catch. So they needed some way of, being able to catch out this Ember Spirit, having some way of being able to kill K1, because K1's not going to have BKB for a little while here. He's got the Hand of Mice, he's got the Maelstrom, he's going to go in towards the Manta style. I know K1 is a little bit allergic to BKB sometimes, but this might be a little bit egregious if he does just go for a Manta style instead of just going straight out BKB. But they are on the front foot here, Beastcoast, so whatever items they want to go for, they can really kind of do their own bit. It was interesting there in that last fight as well that Saberlight came in from the northern side. He got stunned up by a Centaur Conqueror, so he wasn't actually able to get in there and get the Orchid out onto the Ember Spirit when the Pulverize was going forward, and it just felt a little disconnected there from TSM. So they're trying to get themselves away, but Whisper is able to find Dubu once again.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Whisper now, just getting stronger and stronger. Building the Sanjin Kaya into the Aghanim Scepter. The magical damage output from this hero is going to be immense. They also actually found Moon Meander. Sea Smile, Bloodstone activation. You jump on the Hoodwink. And before you know it, he's dead. So 2 supports gone. They could start trying to deep push on the top wave so they can get the tier 1 tower in the side of the map. Doesn't feel super important for them, but the main thing that they want to do is start controlling the area around the Roshan. You see them plopping down the vision in the areas just around the pit to make sure that any kind of movement that TSM makes to this area, they have a read on it and they can respond accordingly.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And now, TSM, they really need this BKB on Brawl. Primal Beast being at 6.4k net worth is really bad here for TSM. They have their mid hero who hasn't been able to have any agency in the game, and I think when Primal Beast plays from behind, you can really see the weaknesses of this hero. When he's not forcing people to run away from him with the trample, when the onslaught comes in, he kind of gets controlled and stunned up. He feels really sad. And unfortunately for Brawl, he's having a really sad time this time around. Tomato's doing really well on the Luna to stay at the top of the net worth, but they definitely need Brawl to have this BKB so they can try and link up with Saberlight here on the Brood Mama to see if they can utilize the Orchid and get some free kills. I think the best thing for them in these next couple of team fights is Brood can jump in the back and try and kill out the Crystal Maiden, maybe even try and get on top of the Ember Spirit. And they can at least have their fight going that way. But for now, it's all Beastcoast and it's all Day Baby because they are running towards the bottom side of this map. And unfortunately, no vision means no heroes to catch.
Nobody home. It was actually really funny though because they were drawing the line towards top and then immediately turned around. They're like, let's try and get a catch down bottom. And look, oh my gosh, their map sense. This can't work out. No. Thank you. No one is allowed to be that good at the game sense, so good job on dodging it. So Tomato, if he gets caught there, they lose the tier 2 tower, heads up. They have a big wave coming in with the Sea Dragon as well. But because they don't, they have to retreat away from the Radiant side of the map. And they're actually starting to slowly but surely push into the top, looking for the tier 2 tower. That is the one kind of play that they can make. Since Saberlight, yes, he might not have been that effective in the midst of these team fights, but he has been very dominant in the top part of the map, keeping this lane shoved in, forcing responses, and not allowing Beastcoast to play the very aggressive style that they desperately want to with this offlane Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Beastcoast definitely want to try and get a few of these heroes. I believe they caught a glimpse of the Manta. That's why they turned around for the Luna there. They're going to try and see if they catch an Ember Spirit, but with the Illusion Rune bottled, he's going to be A-OK. Perfectly okay with how that is going. TSM now, they finally had the BKB on Brawl. Okay, so this is checkbox number 1 for TSM and TSM fans. So let's see what they can do here with the friends who picked up BKB on Brawl. He hasn't used it.
They're going to need to use it, but he can't use it because he's chain disabled. They do end up killing the Crystal Maiden, but unfortunately, Brawl pays the price as well. 2 heroes stunned up by the Ember Spirit. Smile, waiting for the Split Earth again. They get the disruption out onto Gojira, holding the clockwork in place. He has a jetpack, thanks to this Aghanim shot, flying around, trying to find a target. Moon Meander scouted in the trees by the rocket flare, and he'll get caught and killed as well. It's 2 heroes who go down. Saberlight desperately just trying to push the wave back so they can keep their tier 1 tower. But Beastcoast, that was supposed to be the reveal of the BKB. He gets it off, but he gets it off at the worst possible moment, already at like 100 HP. So him having BKB, not going to be good enough to save his life.
Yeah, Brow's just being a little bit greedy there with his BKB. I think when you're this far behind, you kind of just have to pop your BKB, even if you're, getting a kill on the Crystal Maiden. If you're able to get that kill on Bryle, he's able to get himself a decent amount of gold. Maybe they're able to disengage. They can, turn back around if Tomato wants to make his way towards top. He had his own BKB freshly picked up, but when you're holding on to your BKB for that long against these heroes where most of their damage, by the way, is going to be magic damage. So most of the damage that actually comes out from Beastcoast is purely going to be from the spells that they utilize on you. So Bryle, he pays the price there for not popping his BKB early. To be fair, it was beautiful Chain Stuns that did come in from Beastcoast. They're going to... Okay. I was going to say, surely not, Bryle. You've got 5 seconds till your BKB's back up, brother. Just chill out for a second. Get this smoke going, and now they're finally starting to link up with Tomato. I like this here from TSM. They know that they need to try and get active. They know they need to try and get some of the kills here on Beastcoast.
The kills might be coming in towards them. Bryle, he's frostbitten. Doesn't BKB just yet. Thinking about it, Z-Smile jumps onto Saberlight. Saberlight doesn't have access to a BKB, so he's just gonna die on the spider. Now they're on the run here, Fluke. BKB activated just as an escape tool for Bryle, and the jump forward from Z-Smile isolates the both supports. They kill him off. Chronosphere will prevent any kind of escape here, and he is just gonna die on Bryle. They used everything on him. Chrono, the hook shot, and all the magical damage of the Leshrac. That's 4 heroes dead. The lone survivor is Tomato, and the only reason he's not dead is just because he wasn't even there.
Oh, I love K1. He just comes in and he says, boys, I haven't used Chronosphere in a while. I don't know, does my R button still work? Dumps it directly on top of Bryle. They get the kill. I also like the fact that K1 has gone back for the BKB instead of getting the Mantis style. Once again, Bryle walking forward gets frostbitten. He's not able to utilize the BKB. They catch out Saberlight, and at that point, as soon as it's already like that, you can see how quickly Tomato says no. Like, he goes directly to Noketown and does not want to have a part of this team fight at all. He just says, see you later, boys. I'm not going to be a part of this if we're not getting a clean initiation. And that's kind of the story of this game here. It feels like that TSM just haven't been able to utilize any of the heroes that they have on their map. Bryle just has had a very, very rough game. Bryle has had an unfortunate series so far here. He played really well on the Leshrac, but the Primal Beast, you can see that he understands that his initiation needs to be really clean, and they need to try and min-max everything they have. But I think sometimes just getting caught a bit lacking, not using the BKB in the right times here, and they're really just starting to fall behind. Like, this Tricor that comes in from Beastcoast is only going to get stronger and stronger. TSM, it's going to be harder and harder for them to teamfight, that eventually they're just going to have to try and pick off people. They're going to have to try and utilize a bit of their wards, try and pick off some of these heroes and on the other side of the map, and just try and fight their way back into this. But, at least they forced a BKB out of K1 on top side of the map, so props to Saberlight.
Yep. They forced a BKB out of him, and Saberlight earned a BKB of his own. So next time he gets jumped on directly by Z-Smile like he did in the top fight, he's not going to actually end up dying. Nonetheless, though, he is robbed and bereft of damage at this moment in time. It feels like there's some shades of game one where they'll find some decent initiation. I actually do believe they'll be able to find some degree of catch, but then the question will be, how do we hurt these heroes? Tomato still doesn't have access to the Eye of Skadi yet, trying to build into it. These heroes of Beastcoast are starting to get tankier and tankier. This is very scary times. At the very least, they are starting to remember that, wait a second, we have some degree of cheese here. Throw in some of these illusions. Oh, lol. Unfortunately, though, they don't have a creep wave with them at the moment, so they can't necessarily dish out the damage.
Yep, they can't use and abuse these illusions. I like the way that we're seeing that Beastcoast is setting up for this bottom side of the map. They say, we've already got Roshan. It's going to be a little bit of time until the Aegis comes back up. What's the best place for us to be? Bottom side of the map. We're going to take this tier 2 tower. They're going to finally start to group up together. They have access to the Chronosphere. They've got full BKBs on all their cores. They get this tier 2 tower, and they're going to force TSM to fight them. They're saying, hey TSM, you guys want to try and get a tier 3 tower? Let's see if you guys want to accept this trade.
You have to try and push faster than a Leshrac can, and they do have the Luna. So if they break the tier 3 tower, this could get interesting here. You see it's turned into a sort of base race as they jump onto Moon Meander. Chronosphere in the top lane, committed onto Saberlight, but he gets saved by Dubu, throws in the disruption.
Okay.
K1, Demonic purged up. He's going to be forced to jump away even during the duration of his BKB. And it looks like they succeeded on the side of TSM. They brought the tier 3 tower down to half HP. Hookshot from Gojira. Doesn't connect onto Dubu either. And Dubu will have disruption again in a moment. A couple of seconds left. Can Gojira catch up? 5 seconds until we have disruption. 3, 2, 1, and he is fine. No, he's not fine. Here comes Whisper. Okay, no mind.
Yeah, I think there was just going to be a little bit too much catch coming in there from Beastcoast. One positive thing, though, for TSM, they won the game of chicken. So that's a nice little positive note for them, is they actually won the game of chicken up against Beastcoast. So when you go for these trades and offer these trades, it gives you a little bit of an insight into how Beastcoast are thinking. Beastcoast feel like they're not actually going to be able to push faster than TSM, and they feel like they want to try and utilize their Aegis and their Chronosphere, and they really didn't get much out of it. They used the BKB onto K1. You see, you just get Demonic purged up. The disruption, beautiful save up against the face of Swoib when these solo Chronos do go out. So T1, they got a very, very good trade. All the trades that were offered. Oh no, Saberlight. Oh, party. He doesn't have a TP.
It's great though. He doesn't, but he does have BKB. He shouldn't die here. Well, I say that, but once his BKB expires, Whisper's gonna keep chasing him. But Whisper doesn't have Aghanims. He can't keep chasing him. Even if he wants to, he actually can't. He finds him out though with the Sleight of Fist, and they come in with Gojira, freezing field committed as well. All right, Whisper can't catch him, but if there's 5 heroes around him and several of them have AoE abilities, then even that hero will end up getting brought down. And Saberlight tried his best to escape, but he just couldn't do it. Now down bottom, the rest of his lineup needs to run. They know that C-Smile is chasing them. C-Smile, he's gonna go forward. I'm not sure if he's shouted this out. He has BKB, but can they kill him twice, Fluke, is the question. Life number 1 will be taken with the sharpshooter, but life number 2 has BKB Bloodstone. So I think you rather leave this one alone. Whisper, he's gonna be there, forces Tomato's BKB, and here comes C-Smile, bringing down Dubu with the split earth. Moon Meander dies with the Sleight of Fist damage coming in from Whisper as well. So they have ended up losing 2. Is a life taken away from C-Smile, but the Aegis wasn't that far away from expiring. It was like expire in like literally 4 seconds, so they're not really that inconvenienced on the side of Beastcoast to give that up in exchange for 2 support kills.
Yeah, you can see that there was a little bit of that kind of delaying trying to go on there for TSM, but I think at this point they kind of just have to take what they're given, right? Like they had to use BKBs to TP away. Beastcoast are still in a very, very commanding position where they understand that it takes them a whole lot of damage to try and catch out to TSM here. So TSM, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they still need to try and get this fight going. Ryle has picked up the rock throw, so they have a little bit of extra initiation. And here the BKB is being used here by Saberlight.
Yeah, got hooked into by Gojira, but has the BKB to save himself, but that does mean BKB has been committed. To be fair, C-Smile committed his one as well. So they'll just pop the Diabolic Edict to get the tower. Meantime, they go bottom. They're looking for K1.
Can they kill him?
On the sharpshooter. They have enough damage, but no, they don't. He turns around with the 3-hero Chronosphere. Dubu comes in looking for the save, but it just won't be possible. He's already gone. The Primal Beast is dead too. And now that they brought down the Luna, it's an ultra kill for K1. Come on, Beastcoast, give the man a rampage. Somebody buy back or something to give him more kills. Nobody's going to be kind enough on the side of TSM. So he'll take his ultra kill. Beastcoast will take these buildings. And they've taken full control of the game here, Fluke. Well, moments away from TSM potentially calling GG, because what options do they have to fight back against this on the side of Beastcoast?
I don't think they have any options at all. They caught K1 with a rock throw, they caught K1 with the pulverize, and they just didn't have the damage. Tomato couldn't get in close enough to utilize the Eclipse, didn't have the BKB, didn't want to use the Manta style either, and it's just gotten to a point now where I think Beastcoast, this is a very, very confident win for them, albeit the Gs haven't been dropped just yet, but this has been one of those games where I don't think they got outdrafted. I think they actually just outplayed TSM. I think that's the biggest thing here for me and Beastcoast is they just outplayed TSM. And for the remainder of these group stages, that puts them in good stead because they are still on the cusp of being eliminated, same with TSM. But if they're playing confidently and they're playing well like this, then it's going to put them in good stead.
Not to spoil results that have happened elsewhere, but the way it's looking right now, TSM is currently at the bottom of group number B, absolute bottom. So they need to try and find some way to recover in this game. There's still a lane of racks available in the top lane and a tier 2 tower to protect it. So there's some options here. Bryle on his Primal Beast, it has really not worked out in this game. What do they do here? Like, Luna, she can't afford to buy a Divine Rapier, and I don't think she'll get to that degree of gold anytime soon. So is there any kind of play that they can make before the next Roshan comes in with a push with the Aegis on the Leshrac or the Faceless Void or something what can they do to try and stall that out, or at the very least, when it does come, to be ready for that fight?
Maybe an Ags build up for Tomato. I wouldn't hate to see. Like, I think the biggest thing for me is they're just lacking gold on their other cores. I don't think Tomato's like the issue here. I think he's going to be the end all and be all for them. But it's just, you see the weakness of Primal Beast when he isn't able to be the one that's controlling the game, right? Like, it's been a long time, and all he has is BKB and the Shard. Yeah, he's got a Kaya now as well, but at this point in the game, like, you're a level 16 Primal Beast, you're so far behind on the gold, you haven't really been able to kill people, solo kill people, your trample doesn't really hurt too much because everybody's got BKBs. Leshrac has almost 4,000 HP, and see what happens here to Saberlight.
Trying to run away. Saberlight though will still be kept alive for now, but here's the jump in. K1 drops the bubble, will be able to connect onto this young Broodmother. She's dead, no buyback. K1 just on the tear right now. Before this game ends, we finally have it here. 100% win probability, but thanks to Dota Plus. Tomato, his BKB is over, so his life is going to be forfeit as well. As C-Smile brings him down. The chase is still on. Gojira finds the hook shot, pushes some heroes away, and Whisper cleaving through all of them with the sleight of fist as K1 beats them down with the hammer. It's a triple kill for the Leshrac, a double kill for the off-lane Ember Spirit, and a 2-0 win for the side of Beastcoast. GG, well played is called. As Beastcoast take TSM down, send them to the bottom of group number B, and keep their TI-11 dreams alive. Fluke, why were you disrespecting South America? This region is here to play.
I feel like this is every single time people ask for, you know, when we're talking about these South American teams, every single time I say that they, you know, might not be able to show up, they come here and they show up and they show us the reason